This is episode 0. Welcome to the ReIgnite podcast. Welcome to the ReIgnite podcast. My name is Todd Judkins, a former naval officer and corporate consultant turned life coach, and each week we'll bring you an inspirational person or message to help you discover how to reignite your life, get back in the game, and thrive in everything you do. Thanks for spending time with me today. Now let's light the fuse and reignite. I'd like to welcome you to the ReIgnite podcast. This podcast is dedicated to purpose-driven individuals who know there is more than life than what you've experienced, be it climbing the corporate ladder or just struggling to live in your genius. Hello, my name is Todd Judkins. I'm the author of the best-selling book, ReIgnite, Regain a Better Body, Better Health, and Turbocharge Your Energy, highlighting a 10-step roadmap for busy professionals, and I'll be the host of this podcast. Before I share a little bit about this podcast, I want to make 3 simple promises. Promise number 1, I will always value your time. Time is our most valuable asset. And this reminds me of one of my favorite quotes, which happens to be a time quote, which reads, "Every morning you are handed 24 golden hours. They are one of the few things in the world you get free of charge. If you had all the money in the world, you couldn't buy an extra hour. What will you do with this priceless treasure? Remember, you must use it. It is only given once, and once wasted, you cannot get it back." You see, my goal of the ReIgnite podcast is to bring inspiring persons and/or an inspiring message from all aspects of life so that you can extract that golden nugget that you can share and implement and reignite your life. And to make your time as valuable as possible, that means we got to engage. At the end of this podcast, I'm going to share information on contacting me. Don't hesitate to send me an email. It will really be me at the other end. I do not have an assistant writing my emails for me. Promise number 2. The message may be raw and unfiltered at times, but it has a goal of 100% authenticity. You see, I'm not seeking perfection or the perfectly edited podcast. I promise to be real by connecting. I'm going to be genuine by owning my genius in service to you, the listener, and bringing content that can contribute to your genius. I'm after authenticity. So we'll all be true to ourselves. Even though I have an outline, there is no set format to this podcast. Our Thursday episodes are designed to be full length, but length honestly is going to be dependent upon the value I can bring to you. Our ReIgnite Fridays are actually a shorter message focused on thought-provoking topics for you to take away and build upon. Promise number 3, this information will be actionable. I don't want to present pie-in-the-sky information or theoretical or it would be nice to do. The information, the message, the people we bring on this podcast are going to present actionable information for you to go out there, take advantage of, and implement in your own life. We're going to take numerous topics. We're going to talk about it broad. We're going to chunk it down into digestible bites. But the key thing is, as a listener, what I want you to do is to peruse this information, listen to this information, and then see, hey, is this something that resonates with me? Is this something that is in alignment? And you'll be able to feel that. This is about listening to your inner guidance system that always wants to do what's best for you, take you into the direction of joy and happiness. The ReIgnite podcast is born out of the principles of my book by the same name, ReIgnite, and is for anyone who feels like they've climbed the ladder of life, be it in the corporate world, entrepreneurs, soccer moms, and have given everything they had only to realize their ladder was up against the wrong wall. I have 10 principles in my book that I explore, but the podcast is really more about taking you on a journey with me on a search for never-ending information, knowledge on how we can thrive in the modern world. So if you're looking for a deep, consistent dive on one health and wellness topic, ReIgnite may not be for you. Reigniting is a holistic process that encompasses mind, body, and spirit. Reigniting is about thriving as a lifestyle. Reigniting is about setting the foundation to do anything you desire, be anyone you desire, and live life on your terms. Reigniting is about always getting better and doing those things that are being you and allowing you to live in your genius wherever that may be. The ReIgnite podcast is about getting back in the game of life and thriving along the journey. The ReIgnite podcast is all about thriving. Whether we're talking about mindset, meditation, sleep, or beyond, we are committed to bringing you leading edge information that will not only allow you to live in the modern world, but also to thrive. I know what it feels like to have the ladder up against the wrong wall. I am a former Navy officer, corporate consultant, and I've lived the lifestyle that epitomized the road warrior. As a result, I sacrificed relationships, my health, time with my family, giving the very best of myself to my employers and clients. This all came to head a few years ago in a hotel room in Nashville. I woke up one morning and I just could not get out of bed. I was frozen. I had no idea what was going on. I was always this big, powerful person, and the events I chose in life were reducing me to a pile of mush. Was I having some sort of an emotional breakdown? The constant travel, the stress was finally taking a toll on me. As I lay there in bed, all I kept thinking about was my 5-year-old son and all the birthdays that I missed, all the pictures that were taken without me. This was not the life I wanted to achieve. My health was breaking down. I had sacrificed time with my family, relationships with my friends. And from the outside, I looked inward and saying, you know what? Having this well-paying job just wasn't worth it. The ultimate currency in life is happiness. And how could I be sacrificing it all, sacrificing my health, wellness, to live someone else's dream? The next day, I made a commitment to myself to begin living life on my terms. My journey back led me to publishing my book, ReIgnite, and this podcast is me bringing together inspirational people and topics that led me back to happiness and sharing with the people I dedicate this podcast to, which is you. Those of you who choose to reignite, get back in the game, thrive, and live life on your terms. This podcast is dedicated and for you. And that, my friends, is the ReIgnite podcast. Ambitions, goals, we only have one life, so it's got to be our conscious decision to make it the absolute best we can. We'll be releasing a new episode every Tuesday and a short thought-provoking episode to reignite your weekend on Fridays. If this podcast resonates with you, be sure to subscribe, download the episodes, and rate and review the podcast. And also, make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss an episode. And please connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me at Todd Judkins, or email me at connect@toddjudkins.com. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear suggestions for an upcoming episode, a message you would like to hear, feedback on any of the previous episodes or guests, or you can visit my website at toddjudkins.com and stay up to date with the latest in the ReIgnite community. Now, let's light that fuse together and reignite.